Welcome back to the channel, everybody. And we are here today to ask the question, can this lowly EPIPHONE here, this $200 EPIPHONE Les Paul 100, can it contend? Can you put an EPIPHONE Les Paul up against a real Gibson Les Paul? See, we got this nice little studio here, nice little black studio. This is a 2001, belongs to a buddy of mine named Johnny. You know, Johnny's got a bunch of guitars, and he got one Mojo-fied. He's got the one of the guitars, and I can't remember which one he's got. The Silvertone. Yeah, that's Johnny's guitar. So he's got. I've done a couple for him. He's a good buddy of mine, and he brought me his Pride and Joy Les Paul Studio 2001. Can this guitar hang? I mean, can this guitar hang with this guitar? That is the question. Some people say yay, some people say nay. Let's find out. Welcome to Mojo Shop Guitar, baby. Hi. Well, we're here to answer the question, can this little EPIPHONE Les Paul Junior, or not Junior, but Les Paul 100 take on this nice little black Gibson Studio? Now, this guitar, like I said, belongs to my buddy Johnny, but it's pretty much, they're kind of the same here because, well, this one doesn't have any binding or anything. It's just painted black, you know. It's, you know, got a few nice things, but this one doesn't have any binding on or anything either. So this is kind of a middle of the range EPIPHONE, and this is sort of a middle of the range Gibson. So I thought it would make a nice comparison. But let's take a look at the contenders here. So let's take a look at this one right here. Let's see. As you've probably guessed by now, this is my personal guitar. I've had this guitar for quite a few years. This is a 2014 EPIPHONE Les Paul 100, and it doesn't have the truss rod cover that says 100 on it, but because that got lost at Guitar Center someplace when they first set it up. Thanks a lot. But it is a nice little guitar. We went through and we put some different little tuners on it. No, we didn't put different tuners. These are stock tuners. What am I talking about? It's already got a Mojo sticker, but it's a nice little bolt-on neck here. But it's a nice little Les Paul. It's a little bit on the thin side, so it's not quite as heavy as the Les Paul. That's one thing of the things that I like about it. And it's sort of, you know, it's kind of built like an SG is, sort of, you know. But it's got a nice little arch top to it, and it has a nice burst. And it's got a couple of okay pickups. I think those are like the, you know, the 560 and the 580 or whatever they are. You know, they're just your basic, the cheapest pickups that or cheapest humbuckers that EPIPHONE has. But you know, we've done a few things to it. It has been set up. It does have a little bit of a, I've wrapped the strings over the top. I kind of like that way that it goes. It makes it a little bit easier to play, I think. And I don't have to worry about the strings hitting the back of the bridge here and things like that. But I have went over it. It does have a bone nut. And to make the comparison fair, we've tried both the guitars, and both guitars, the notes play perfectly in tune up and down the neck. So one, we're not talking about setup or anything like that, because the notes are all playing perfect on both guitars. So we're really talking about playability, tone, things like that. You know, what's the difference? This is a $179, right around there, $200 guitar, brand new back in 2014. That's what we paid for it. You know, it's been a real nice guitar, but it did take some going over. This is one of the guitars that I kind of learned how to do setups and stuff on. You know, it's you know, had some fret sprout. It had the usual problems that a guitar has when it comes brand new. You know, and but it turned into a real player, and it does play real nice and smooth. And I think it's a contender for this one right here. This here is the 2001 Gibson Les Paul Studio. And this is, like I said, is my buddy Johnny's guitar. It's got a bone nut in it. You know, it's got some real nice fretwork. It's got the trapezoid inlays. They're the mother of pearl there. You know, but there's no binding on the neck. You know, it's kind of plain Jane. It's got some Grovers in there. Some nice ones. You know, it's a quality guitar with quality parts. You know, set neck. You know, Johnny sent it over to me to go through. I don't think he's ever had it set up or gone through. It's like it was from the factory. And the only thing that I had to do to it was to get it where it was played. It had a little buzz to it when I first got it, so I had to loosen up the truss rod just a little bit, just to get a little bit of relief in the neck. Had no relief whatsoever. But after I did that and tuned it up, the notes played all up and down the neck real nice. But what we're going to do with this, and we're going to have some videos on this one, is we're going to go through and we're going to do the rest of the, we're going to give it the 21-point modulation setup, and we're going to go through and we're going to just, you know, it's a 2001, it's 21 years old, so it needs to be gone through, pots need to be cleaned, you know, frets polished, and you just gone through, make sure everything's just straight. So that's what we're going to do to this in future videos here. But for now, we're just using it for a comparison test. So, can this, you know, can this guitar be beaten by a little old Epiphone? We're going to find out. So tell you what, let's get them hooked up and let's take some basic little sound bites from them, and we'll see. Maybe we'll compare. We'll see what happens. All right. Well, we're gonna start off our little test with the Epiphone. We're gonna set the bar with the, I mean, not the Epiphone, the Gibson. We're gonna set the bar with the Gibson. Okay. I'll go ahead and plug in here. Now we are gonna do this. Turn that down just a little bit. We're going to do this completely clean with all the tone and tone knobs and everything set at 12 o'clock. No effects, no nothing, just clean. And there's no, it's not going through a mixer or nothing like that. It's just the amp and the camera. You know, the camera's recording it and the amp is playing it, and there's nothing else. There's the amp, guitar, and camera. And that's all we ever use, really, unless we're, you know, playing some music in the background. Then that's just coming from a speaker. So let's see what this sounds like, just regular old. We'll try it in with the neck speaker, and we will go ahead and turn up all the, we're going to get the volume and everything and tone on 10. What did I do? Okay, hold on, I got technical difficulties. Well, okay, let's try this again. I don't think I had the volume turned up. That'd be nice, you know? Okay, let's just hear a plain old G chord with this. Sounds nice and full. Now we're going to turn the volume down to about half. Now we're tuning the tone down to about half. So it's got nice tone response. So the the tone knob works real nice on it. You get some really good choices. Now let's try it in the middle. Not too bad. Try the tone down there. We're going to put the tone at about 8 on both of them. That's nice in the middle. Now we'll try the treble. Okay. Now let's put the tone on 10 on the treble. That's got some real nice tone to it, doesn't it? It's got a nice full body to it, but as you know, let's see what the other one's got, huh? See what the other one's got. So we're just gonna take this off right here. We're gonna go ahead and unplug that. Set this one right back up here. Just like that there. Take down the EPIPHONE. Plug that one in right there. There we go. Alright, we're going to turn all the tones and everything on 10 right here. We'll put it up on the rhythm part there. That's with the tone on 10. On the neck, or the rhythms, whichever one you want to talk about. Okay? Okay, and now we're going to turn to... That sounds real nice too when we turn the tone down a little bit. Well, when you focus down a little bit here so we can actually get the guitar in the shot. What do you say? We don't need the CV, we just need to see the guitar. So it's got some nice tone to it. Turning that tone back up to 10. Sounds real good. Let's turn the volume down a little bit to 5. That sounds pretty good too. Alright, let's put it in the middle. You can hear that little bit of a... So that's kind of nice. I like that tone right there. And that's with the tone knob at about 6. That's the nice thing about it. You can set the nice little tone. It's a real nice tone. Man, it does sound pretty good. So, what do you think? Do you think that the EPIPHONE sounds as good as the Gibson? Well, you know, I'm going to tell you one thing right now. What we'll do is we got to get the other one set up, because the other one has got a little bit of fret spro and, you know, it needs a polishing and stuff. But as far as the tone and stuff like that, I think the tones are just about the same. In fact, these little inexpensive pickups here, I don't really see much difference in this in the tone. I mean, you got a nice big, and do you hear this? This is all the way up, full throttle. I mean, you know, it's not turned up a lot or anything like that. Let's turn up the amp a little bit. That's like halfway up. So it's a nice, quiet guitar. I'm standing here, I don't have my hand on it, nothing like that. When I touch it, it doesn't, you know, it quiets that little bit of, just got a little bit. I love that. And this has got nice low playability. Well, tell you what, let's try another comparison. What do you say? Alright, for our next little comparison here, we're going to do what most guys do with these when they're rocking it out. They put on some distortion, but we're not going to put on a whole lot of distortion, not a whole lot of gain, but we are going to put on a little bit here, and we're just putting it on the treble setting, you know, for the bridge pickup, and we're just cranking the knobs up. So we're just going to see how this sounds with a little bit of distortion against it. Let's try that with the Gibson now. Okay, here we are with our Les Paul, the Gibson. We're going to see what this one sounds like with just a little bit of distortion on it. Same way, same settings. Just put on the treble, tone, you know, turn all the knobs up, and here we go. Not too bad. You know, I don't think I can really tell too much of the difference. You know, there was just a slight difference in the tone. You know, they were both were nice and lively, and you know, I think that either guitar it has got what it takes. And kind of what I'm trying to lead up to is that, you know, this guitar right here, when it was brand new, was probably about $2,000 in that area with the case. It's got the nice, you know, the brown Gibson case that goes with it, you know, so it was probably right around $2,000. You know, I mean, it's quality built. It's got quality parts. You know, you can see that the quality has been put in it. But still, even an expensive guitar like this needs to be taken and set up and get it where it's in its sweet spot. They don't come like that. The Gibson and all the manufacturers ship them out with the settings, you know, with the setup a little bit high, so that when it goes through all the temperature changes and stuff like that that it has to go through to get to the store, and by the time the guy takes it out of the box and gets it all tuned up and hangs it on the wall for people to buy, it's got to have an action that you can actually play in it. You know, you don't want strings buzzing and stuff like that. So you got to take a guitar in to get it set up. It's just something you have to do with every guitar, basically, unless you bought a Fender custom shop and you paid, you know, $25,000 for it. You know, then you should expect it to be set up and playing beautiful, playing like one of these can be. And so what I guess we're digging at here is that you can have a guitar that has the same playability, the same tone, the same experience, as long as you don't look at the name on the top of the headstock. You're not going to know the difference. The only other place you're going to know that, well, there is one place you're going to know the difference, and that's in your wallet, because this guitar here is $200. You know, $300 with a nice case. You know, I went out and I spent $100 on a nice case for it, you know, because it's a nice guitar. And we went through and we set it up and stuff, and we got the action right where we want it, and we got the fret ends taken care of, and we got the pickup set at the right height. We went ahead and we did everything, and it plays beautiful. So I guess my point is that you don't have to spend a whole lot of money to get a guitar that plays real nice and sounds nice and is affordable. And that way you can get out there and do what you love for a lot less money. And nowadays the money can go someplace else. But hey, if you're if this name on the end here means a lot to you, then by all means go out and buy a Gibson. I'm not telling you not to buy a Gibson, but what I'm trying to say is that you don't have to spend that money. You can go out and you can get an affordable guitar, and you can take it to somebody like myself and have them set it up and and it will play like an old friend, and feel like an old shoe. You know what I mean? Nice and comfortable when you put it on and you start playing it. It's just it's there. It's doing what it's supposed to do, and it just feels better and more comfortable than any other guitar you have, and it's the one you want to go to, and that's what we do here. We make guitars that people want to go to. The ones that you want to play guitar, you pick this one. You get the Mojo Shop guitar out because it's got smoother action, plays a little bit better, does the things that a guitar is supposed to do a little bit better. So, I guess the point was made, but your comments, your opinion matters to me too. Comment, make a comment, and tell me what you think. Does one sound better than the other? It's kind of open. It's it's a matter of opinion, I guess you could say. But as far as I'm concerned, I think that both guitars sounded good. They both sounded right about the same. I mean, there might have been a slight difference in one's tone than the other, but I don't think it was anything that was that was really noticeable or anything like that. So I guess what we're gonna do is the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go through this guitar right here. We're gonna go through this one because this is Johnny's and he needs it back, and we're gonna go through and we're gonna give this the 21-point Mojo setup. We're gonna go through and we're gonna hit everything from stem to stern, from Gibson to strap button. We're gonna hit it all, and everything. And it's going to play even smoother. I'm noticing as I'm running my hand down the neck and stuff like that, it's got some fret ends that are sticking out a little bit. It's not exactly smooth like it should be, like I'm used to feeling, But it does play good. It's got some good things going for it. And I can see right now we're going to have to adjust the pickups on it a little bit. And it needs just a few things. It needs some fresh strings. And there is looks like the strings are hitting on the back of the bridge a little bit and stuff like that. Just, little tiny things that really make a big difference. So that's going to be one of our next ones, our next video coming up here. And then after that one, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do this one here too. Because, this one here it's been a while. And every guitar needs to be gone over and set up every once in a while. You got to go over it. You want to clean out the pots, and you want, lubricate things, and just kind of go over and make sure that things are freshened up and that they're all right where they should be, that it's still in that sweet spot, Because they can get out of, you can get them off where they're playing just perfect and stuff, and then over time they kind of drift out of that, the time and temperature and things like that, moving and going in from, having it in the wintertime and going from summer to winter and stuff, it has an effect on a guitar. And in a year or two later, it's ready for another setup. So it's a good time to do that. So we're going to do that to that one right there. And then we're going to dive in to some of the other projects that we got. Because I got a whole list of videos over here to make. So we're going to be busy here for a little while. So keep in touch. Keep watching. Thanks to everybody out there for all your support and everything like that. I appreciate it. We had a great contest. The contest winner is just loving that guitar. The channel is starting to take off a little bit. We really appreciate it. Thanks to everybody who subscribed. Keep on subscribing. I'm trying to put out better and better content all the time. So, I guess I'm done running my mouth here. And we're going to say adios for now from Mojo Shop Guitar. Baby. Thank you for watching Mojo Shop Guitar. Please like,